Welcome to Soul Conversations with Z, Healing in the Raw, where we keep it raw, real, and unfiltered. I'm Zachyra Rodriguez, a trauma specialist and marriage psychotherapist, and this is a space where we dive deep into the messy, yet beautiful and often difficult parts of life. Here we challenge ourselves to face our fears and dig deeper into self-discovery. I'm no newbie. I've navigated many rocky roads and consider myself a recovered traumaholic. Life hasn't been easy, but I truly believe that everything happens for a cause greater than ourselves. Whether you're navigating with grief or grappling with trauma, healing from attachment injuries, or working on your marriage, we're here to unpack it all. No sugarcoating, just honest conversations about the struggles we face and the growth that comes from them. You matter, you are loved, even before your existence, and you're created to do great things. So grab a seat, my friend, take a long, deep breath, and let's get real together. So let's begin. Hey everyone, I'm back at it again. So welcome back to Soul Conversations with Z, Healing in the Raw. So I'm Zachyra Rodriguez here, and I'm out with this new episode, and I hope that it's really going to resonate with you. It's going to challenge you. So I want to ask you this question. What if it's not what you think, right? What about these relationship issues and triggers that we get? But before I dive into that, I just want to invite you to go back and listen to our last episode. And we had two amazing clinicians. We had Sasha Williams with us. We had Kayla Carreras and myself. And we took a deep dive into womanhood and also being a social worker, because we were celebrating Social Workers Month and those that are in the helping profession. And there were tears. It was a very, very powerful discussion. And so if you missed it, please go back, and we would just love for you to actually listen to it. So let's begin. Okay, so think about that for a second. Okay, but before we start talking about the relationship triggers, I want you to kind of just slow down with me for a moment. Just slow down. I know I always say that. We're not rushing it. We're not going to try to fix it. We're not even going to defend. I just really want you to listen and get a hold of that, right? Because what we're going to be talking about today, I think there's going to be a shift of how you see your own relationship, right? And there's even going to be a shift in terms of how you even see yourself, right? So I want to ask you to just stay with me until the end, right? Throughout this whole entire process, this episode, because I truly believe it's going to help you. And it's really going to challenge you though, right? So I want to throw this at you, right? And I love saying this, like the food for thought, right? So the very behavior that frustrates you in your partner, what if it actually was their way of trying to protect the relationship? And we're so easy to put labels on things, right? You start seeing them like shutting down. They're doing too much. They don't want to communicate. They need their own space. What is that? They need their own space. What does that even mean, right? They always need this reassurance. Do you love me? Do you not? But what if, right? That behavior isn't about pushing you away. Think about that for a second, right? What if it's the only way that they learn pretty much how to hold on to their relationship? Think about that for a second, right? Or what if the shutdown is them trying to make things worse? Because I know sometimes we think that. And what if the over-explaining, because there's people that they over-explain, they over and over again, is them trying to not lose you? Or what if the space, right, is them trying to regulate, not to disconnect? I know we hear that all the time, like, I need my space. But they're just trying kind of like to regulate, but they just don't know how, right? But that maybe they're trying to protect something. So I really want you to really zone in with me here, okay? Because sometimes love doesn't look like getting closer or distant. It's just like two people trying to protect old wounds. Yes. And you may think that you're fighting the issue, but it's not the issue that you're fighting over. So one is saying, come closer, I need you. And the other is saying, like, I need my space, yo, just back it off, right? I'm overwhelmed. This is just too much for me. And both of you are feeling rejected. Yes, you're both feeling the same thing. You're both feeling rejected. But underneath what's happening in reality, right, it's not really rejection. That's not what it is. It has to do with history. It has to do with trauma. It has to do with past experiences, right? It's what they've been through before you even met them. Think about that for a second. It's before you even met them. what's surfacing and what's coming up for them. But we don't really look at the relationships and in situations like that when we go through challenges, because underneath every reactive pattern, it's pretty much the nervous system trying to feel safe. Yep, is your nervous system trying to feel safe, right? So it's kind of like your body remembers what happened in the past. So sometimes your reaction isn't just about what's happening right now, isn't about the butter being left outside, right? It's about everything your body has learned that doesn't feel safe. It didn't feel safe in the past, and it doesn't feel safe now. And your body reacts to that. So I want you to be honest with me for a second. Okay, well, you know what? Let me be honest with you before I even go there. But I do want to say this, not every argument is about the argument. And I always say that. My clients always know I say that all the time, right? But sometimes it's about, do I really matter to you? Am I safe with you? Are you going to stay? Are you going to run away? Even when things get hard, can I really trust you with my feelings? You know, so the one who needs too much, that person that you're like, oh my gosh, is often the one who learned they had to fight to be chosen. Wow, that's deep. And the one that's kind of shutting down is often the one who learned that emotions, they weren't safe. They were told that emotions weren't safe. They weren't allowed to express their emotions. Just hear me out. I know this is hard maybe to swallow. You're not just loving your partner today, okay? You're loving the younger version of your partner. Yes. So it's not that you're loving them today. It's you're loving their younger self. So I'm going to share a little bit about my own experience, right? Because this isn't just what I teach, it's what I live. And just like how their relationship patterns and cycles and everything with everyone, it's the same thing in my relationship, right? So with true transparency, I am the pursuer. I am passionate. I'm the energizer bunny. I'm going to go out there and I want to make things happen, right? So I want to walk you through this and I want to talk through it and I want to process it. So just so you could have some clarity and be able to understand. So as the energizer bunny, I need to know that we are okay. My husband, he is actually the avoider, right? So I call avoiders like the turtles, right? He slows down, he pulls back, he needs space, he needs to think, he needs to breathe. Yeah, we're different, right? And if I'm not aware of what's happening, that can feel pretty personal. Yeah, it could feel really, really personal, right? Like, why are you pulling away? We need to have this conversation now. Why don't you want to talk? Okay, we need to just sit down, process everything, especially when you're married to a therapist. Why does it feel like you don't want to talk about it? Do you not care, right? But here's what I've had to learn throughout the years. His slowing down is not rejection. I used to feel it like that. It used to feel that way, right? But it's his way of self-regulating himself, right? And my pursuing, right? Because I want to talk, right? Remember I said I'm passionate, but it's not me being too much, which he may feel that way. It's me trying to protect the relationship, the connection that I need to have to make sure that we're okay. So now check this out. You have the Energizer Bunny, which is me raising my hand for those that are not looking at me. And then we have myself, right? I'm chasing the turtle. So the faster that I go, the more he's like running away from me, right? And the more that he's running away from me, the faster I go. So I'm pursuing him and I'm pursuing him, right? And now all of a sudden we get stuck in this cycle. And it's so frustrating. Oh my goodness. So I've learned how to just kind of like pause and remind myself, Sashida, right? It's not that he's trying to leave. It's not that he's trying to run away. It's not that he's trying to make it worse. You know, when I do that, there is a shift because now it's no longer personal, right? And when he's able to understand this, right, that she's not trying to attack me because I am passionate. She's trying to feel closer. Yes, right, because I need to have these conversations. There begins to be the shift, but it doesn't happen overnight. It's a lot of work. So listen to me, right? I still have my moments, right? And in true transparency, right? And I'll be like, hey, can we talk about this right now? And Tony's like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it right now. Right? He'll be like, okay, you know what? I need a minute. I need to like think about what you're telling me, right? And I'm like, okay, how long is this minute? Is it a minute? Is it a short minute? Long minute? Like an hour? What is it, right? But until you really start to understand this, you really start to gain awareness. And that awareness is so, so powerful, right? Because now you're understanding that your partner needs space and that's okay, right? And I need to talk about it and that's also okay. And this is where something important comes in to the relationship, right? Really being able to understand and listen to each other, right? Because there's something called the art of listening also, because a lot of us think that we're listening, but we're not really listening. We don't even understand what it means to even listen, right? Because we're waiting to defend. Imagine, like when your partner tells you something, you're like waiting for that rebuttal, right? You're preparing for your response. But this is what real listening is, right? It requires for you to really pause, slow down, and really, really hear what's underneath the words, what's happening behind the curtains, right? And that's hard to do. That is so, so hard to do, right? Sitting there in this emotional space, not interrupting, not fixing, not correcting, but really, really trying to connect and be like, you know what? I need to try to understand you, right? I may not really have all the words, but I'm really trying to sit in the space and understand you. And let me be so transparent with you. Listening well, that is a skill and it's hard. It's so hard. And it doesn't just happen overnight, right? You have to work at this over and over and over. It develops over time and you have to practice it over and over again. So if you didn't really grow up being heard or being allowed to kind of talk, and listening, it's hard, right? And even being present in those moments, that makes you feel like so, so uncomfortable. I know growing up, I wasn't really allowed to share my feelings. But when you really learn how to pause and you really understand that, there can be safety created in these spaces and your partner starts to feel safe and then they start to open up. But it is a skill. And that's where real connection happens, people. I am telling you. So the next time you feel triggered and you're like, oh my gosh, what is happening inside of me? I feel a little bit uncomfortable. Your nervous system is trying to, you're starting to feel something inside. I want you to really ask yourself, right? Why are they like this? Why is my partner acting like this? I really want you to kind of pause and ask yourself, what is it that maybe they're trying to protect? That's because most likely they're trying to protect something, my people, right? And then I want you to ask also yourself, what am I protecting? Because it's not about always about your partner. Like, what is happening with you on the inside, right? Because many times we just want to win, right? It's like a competition. I want to win. I'm the winner of this conversation, of this argument, right? But the goal is to really find each other, right? And to be able to be in those spaces and really understand each other. So here's what I want you to take away today. The behavior that frustrates you the most might be someone's way of trying to love you the best way they know how, because you don't know what you don't know. So before you start reacting, I really want you to pause. Before you start assuming what they're saying, I want you to listen. And also before you start to shut down, I want you to get curious. That's very hard, right? Because healing and going through this process, it has to be intentional. So if this episode, if it challenged you, if it stretched you, or even if it made you feel uncomfortable, that's a good thing, because that means something is shifting inside of you. And that's a good place to be. So I'm so excited for that. So if this resonated with you, if you could please do me a favor, leave me a review, drop me a comment, and share this with someone who needs to hear it, because you never, ever know who's waiting to have this conversation like this, because no one ever taught us about that. So this is Soul Conversations with Z, healing in the raw. We don't avoid the hard things here. We actually talk about it. So I really hope that this actually resonated with you, and I hope to be back in the next episode. See you later.